First off, do any of you have a loved one in your family or close circle of friends who have suffered or are still suffering from leukemia, Parkinson's, stroke, heart disease, or diabetes? Embryonic stem cell research could potentially cure these diseases with greater understanding and support, aside from the opinions of those against using embryos. Embryonic stem cell research is supported by 68% of Americans, according to Health Research Funding. In order to support stem cell research, it is important to understand what stem cells are, how they work, and what they can do. All stem cells are not the same, although all stem cells have the same three general properties. They can divide and renew themselves, they are unspecialized, and they can give rise to specialized cell types. This means that we could generate millions of stem cells from a starting population, which could potentially be self-renewing. Stem cells are kind of like blank Scrabble pieces. When being used carefully, they can be powerful and can become what you want them to be in the medical world. According to the National Institutes of Health, stem cells have the capability to develop into different cell types during early life and growth. In adults, stem cells can be lost or damaged. This can be caused from disease, injury, or happen naturally. Information from Eurostem indicates that it is difficult to get new information or study cells that are disease-ridden, but stem cells could be used to model diseases in a laboratory. As we have discussed only a sliver of the benefits of stem cell research, I have not mentioned the downside or oppositional side of the research. Lou from Pew Research Center writes about the downside of stem cell research. A main concern is that many religious groups and anti-abortion groups, such as Catholics, do not support stem cell research that involves human embryos, only adult stem cells. Embryonic stem cells have the ability to develop into any cell type necessary for the human body. Fox News Network reports that the United Methodist Church is in favor of women's abortion rights, although they do not believe that the aborted fetus should be researched. Some scientists even agree that the embryonic stem cell research is unethical and unnecessary. Some of these groups that are against stem cell research believe that the embryo is a human being and shall not have its rights taken from them. They should be protected from abuse. Some believe, including myself, that if abortion is legal and a woman makes that choice, it is better to use the aborted embryo for something beneficial rather than being wasted. The University of Michigan says that the embryo being used are from in vitro fertilization. These embryos are either left over from treatment, they have severe defects, or are unwanted. These embryos contain about 100 cells that do not have a nervous system, heart, or specialized tissue. If the parents of these embryos or fetuses wish, they will be donated to science for stem cell research. An unused embryo can also be used by another woman if the parents wish. The University of Michigan says that for every embryo that is donated to others, more than 100 embryos are discarded. How many people could this potentially be saving? For the information given today, you may agree with me about embryonic stem cell research, or you may still disagree. My speech is not the only thing that is influencing your views. What I will leave with you, though, which is going to be more beneficial? Embryos that are being discarded as medical waste, which is negative, or using that medical waste towards saving thousands of lives and researching deadly diseases that people are suffering from daily.